Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to the Chamber this evening. I want to talk about the topic of money in politics, which is something I think Americans across the country are increasingly anxious about because it really jeopardizes the voice they should have in their politics, in their democracy, in their own government. So the Government by the People Act would encourage people to participate in the funding of campaigns. Small donors who would be assisted by a tax credit or a fundable tax credit of $25 to make it easier for them to participate on the funding side of campaigns. It would bring matching dollars from a Freedom from Influence matching fund that would come in behind those small donations and amplify them and lift them up so that candidates would begin to pay attention to everyday citizens for the funding of their campaigns and not be so dependent on big money and special interests. Those candidates, when they get into the final days of a campaign and an election, if a super PAC starts to come at them and try to wipe them off the field, off the playing field, there's some additional resources that can help them stay in the game, can keep their voice in the mix so they can get to Election Day.
Do you know what this will mean to the average American who says, if I contribute a small amount, it doesn't mean anything? All of a sudden we're saying, you count. Your contribution means something. We have to shift this balance of power away from wealthy interests to ordinary Americans, to people who are asking that their government be responsive to them.
If we want to renew our democracy, if we want to have a Congress that's truly reflective of this country, I think we want to make sure that every single person has a voice in the elections that decide the makeup of this body. Very hopeful that we'll be able to prevail upon our colleagues, especially those from the other side of the aisle, to see that it's in everyone's interest to have a body that truly reflects the American people.
That is the promise of the Government by the People Act, to create a government that is truly of, by, and for the people.
And I urge the Speaker of this House to bring this vital bill to the floor of the House of Representatives. Give us the opportunity to vote for democracy, to vote for the people of this country, and I thank you, and I yield back time.